Hello, Tiger family. I wanted to take a minute this afternoon or this evening to inform you about the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. We went over it at the back to school trainings and just want to make sure we didn't paint a broad brushstroke over it and that we actually got a chance to go into detail. As always, we're taking everything by case basis. And so if you need to notify your administrator, and then if they cannot help you, they can reach out to us and hopefully we can walk through these things together. But I want to start out by letting you know that there are some ways that you can qualify for extra time off should you need that does not count against your school district sick leave. And basically, as of April 1st of this school year, going all the way till December 31st of 2020, they will extend these 80 hours for folks to take off if they're COVID-19 related. And I just want to walk you through how that would apply. One thing I should mention, we do not know if this date, December 31st, will be extended or if it will die as of December 31st, and then we go back to regular on January 1st. But stay tuned. We'll keep you informed of that. But basically, there's a chart about 2/3 the way down the page, and you can scan through that chart, and the reasons or explanations for why you might miss work are relayed up here and what you might be able to receive. So you can receive 100% of your pay if you qualify for reasons 1 through 3 in the chart below. In the chart below, we see that number 1 is you have been subject to a federal, state, or local quarantine or isolation order related to COVID-19. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number 2, you've been advised by a healthcare provider, so your physician, to self-quarantine related to COVID-19. And then number 3, you're experiencing COVID-19 symptoms and you're seeking a medical diagnosis. So you have the symptoms and you are either waiting to get into a physician or you have been into the physician and you're waiting for your results. That's where number 3 might come into play. Number 2 is if you have already been tested and they have said, yes, you are positive and you need to quarantine. That might be number 2. And then number 1, of course, pretty self-explanatory. If Taney County Health Department puts you in quarantine or isolation, you have that time built in, that 80 hours. Now, you can receive 2/3 of your pay if you qualify for reasons number 4 or 6. And number 4 is pretty easy. It's basically you are taking care of anybody who is in number 1 or number 2. And so if you are taking care of somebody or an individual in your household relies on you for that care, then you're able to receive 2/3 of your pay for that for 80 hours. Or number 6, you yourself are experiencing substantially similar conditions specific by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Resources, and you feel like you need a quarantine. But let's say on day 3 or 4, you're waiting for your results, or your results come back negative, or you start to feel better, and you want to come back to work, you're able to do that for 2/3 pay. Now, there is paperwork that we'll have at the district level to have you fill out for these, just so you know, so we can document as we move forward. And then the last one would be one that I do not see us taking advantage of very often. This would be very, very rare to do, but it's up to 12 weeks. I want to remind you it's 80 hours, so it's 2 weeks, but it can be up to 12. And that's for number 5. That's if you're caring for your child, foster child, or a child that's in your care whose care facility has closed due to COVID-19 related reasons. Now, I do want to add this caveat. If you have been employed for at least 30 days and there's a whole list of other reasons, then you could apply for an additional 10 weeks of partially paid expanded. So when it says up to 12, there's a lot more paperwork to do with the 10. Of course, if that becomes a need and we need to help you do that, we're happy to do so. However, you are guaranteed only the 80 hours. So what do I do if I become sick and I need to take the day off? You go into WillSub, you log in, you select the date that you're going to be absent, and then from the drop down, you're able to click COVID-19. If you have questions, let your administrator know. Let us know in central office. We're happy to help. We're here for you. Stay safe out there. And as always, it's a great day to be a Tiger.